Good morning, I'm Writer Jessica Doyle, and this morning I'm sitting down with the boys varsity lacrosse head coach Schmidlkofer to talk about the season so far. So last night y'all had a really close game. So what was the deciding factor at the end of the game?
Well, it was just, every possession was important. And it went down to the final minute, two really close teams, really well-coached teams. Jim at Lovett does a great job, and our guys were prepared, and it was low scoring, and they just made one more play than we did over the course of the game. We started running out of bodies a little bit late in the game. People were cramping up, and our guys just played hard. They went out, and we challenged them at halftime to come out fighting, and they did, and we just came up a little short.
Yeah. What were some takeaways from the game last night?
I think it was kind of the big picture of how the whole season went. They never flinched in adversity. They could have really easily let the crowd get to them because it was a great atmosphere. Lovett does a great job and getting a lot of people out, and it's a big sport at that school. So it's pretty, it's kind of an intimidating place to play, and our kids never flinched, and they went in and gave it their best shot. And and in the arena of sports, sometimes you're going to come up a little short. So I was super proud of them.
And so this season there were no seniors on the team, and so everyone's going to come back next year. And how is that going to shape the team next year?
Well, hopefully we'll take from this experience and build on it. I tell the guys all the time, though, you're going to have to go earn it. Your reputation and expectations aren't going to win a championship. They want it. They all talk about championships, and I get it. But it's going to have to, you're not going to do that just by showing up, because now you have a bullseye on your back, and people, we're one of the top, 3 or 4 programs in the state, and when you play people, they're going to want to knock you off. So it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of, cohesiveness with the team. And we'll have a end of the season team meeting here in the next week or so and talk about next year's goals and see what happens from there.
So this is the second year in a row that the boys varsity lacrosse has gone to the Final Four, and that's also the only 2 years. And what does this mean for the boys lacrosse here at Starr's Mill?
Well, I think it's huge because you're always trying to get players to come out within your community. You kind of. We can only pull from the community, so we really want to have a good product to put on the field where all the young guys come watch us play. Because they're the future. All these guys that play now were all in the youth program over here, and a lot of them. And so, it's big to get momentum, and people want to come out and watch you play. And we put a good product on the field, and the parents, they want their sons coached and put them in the best position to be successful. And with Coach Mudsel coming on staff last year and Coach Chaney this year, I think we're as strong staff-wise as we've been since I've been here. So I think that's the main thing. I think that just to keep the momentum going, you want to put a good product on the field so people want to come play for you.
Yeah. And last night was the second time y'all have played Lovett throughout the season, and the first time y'all won. So what were some differences in those 2 different games, and how are y'all going to apply those?
Well, the games were very similar, to be honest. I mean, their scores were the exact same. They're just reversed this time. They made some mistakes in the first game, and we capitalized, and we made some mistakes in the second game, and they capitalized. I mean, it's not, it's not hard formula to figure out. It was just so evenly matched, and there's just a couple of plays in the game that go either way that gave them an advantage, and we were up 2-0 last night, and then they went on a 5-1 run in the half, so that put them up 5-3 at half. And then we just kind of battled back. We could never get on a run ourselves, and lacrosse is a game of runs, so we just couldn't put a run together. And if we scored a goal, they did a good job of stopping it. So, that's kind of the difference in the 2 games. We were able to put some runs together in the first one, not the second one, and they were able to put a run in this one, and we just couldn't.
And you said you were short a few bodies last night.
Yeah.
How did that shape the game?
Oh, well, that hurt. That was huge at the end. Anderson went down with a cramp, and it weren't serious injuries, but it was humid, hot. We've been thin at the midi line all year. We've had to make moves, people around, and then when we moved Taylor Ratno to attack, and then Sebastian went down earlier in the year. Josh went down at attack, so we had to move some people. So we just got thin. We got a little thin there, and but it was in the last couple of minutes, and it is what it is. That's sports. It happens.
Yeah, and because y'all were short a few bodies last night, who were some key players who really stepped up to fill in those positions to take charge leadership-wise?
Yeah, I thought a lot of guys stepped up last night, especially the freshmen, Lucas Hamilton and Luke Hoffrichter. They played a lot of minutes for us, and it's tough to put freshmen out there. Tanner Vi is one that we've put at attack, and he's also a freshman. So we had 3 freshmen out there playing, and that's some of the guys that had to step up. I thought Andrew Hamilton played some good minutes last night. Connor Stone played some good minutes last night. Then we only have about 5 or 6 middies. We threw late in the game. Caleb Hepler just ran off the bench and had to play some in the last minute and a half. So it's just one of those things, man. I mean, it just, sometimes fortune's not on your side. Last night it wasn't in the key moments. And, but it wasn't an effort problem. The guys played, and they sold out to us all year. And this will sting a little bit, but they'll always remember this season. And, luckily we got everybody coming back, and they'll have a chance to correct all the mistakes that we've made.
Yeah. And so working towards next season and next year, what are some corrections or improvements you're hoping the team will make?
Got to cut down on the turnovers offensively. I think we got to find some depth. We're going to get some people back from off injury from this year that couldn't play. And we got to get some depth through the midfield. That's number one. Number two, it'll be our 3rd year in our offense, so I expect us to be better. We got to be able to score goals in key critical moments against really good defensive teams. And sometimes we struggle with that. And a lot of that is because we've been moving pieces around, and it's continuity. I mean, lacrosse is so built, especially on offense, about continuity and playing with guys and trusting them and throwing the ball if they'll catch it. So I think that's the main thing. I think defensively we'll be okay. The guys are going to grow up. They'll be a year older. Anytime you have a lot of seniors, normally you have a pretty good year.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, we'll have to do all this again, and we play for these type of games like last night. We don't play for a regular season. We want to get into the playoffs and advance as far as we can.
Of course. And over the course of the season, what are some improvements you've seen with the team that have really shaped getting to the Final Four?
I think they're able to handle the moments a little better now. Normally, in games where we didn't play our best, we would get beat by 6, 7, 8 goals. Now we're not playing our best, and we still got a chance at the end. So I think that's a big barometer of how you grow as a program, and that's even like last year's team, we played our rear ends off in that semifinal against a Lovett team that went 21 or 22-0, and it's all you can do. We had to play really well to stay within 3 or 4 goals, where this year, it was a little bit different team. Every team's different. I thought we were able to withstand adversity a little bit better and still have a chance at the end of the game to win. Even though the games that we didn't win, we were there. And I think that's the progress that I look to make, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll get over the hump of that.
And I'm Writer Jessica Doyle, and that concludes the boys varsity lacrosse season. To stay caught up on all your Starkville High School news, visit theprowlernews.org or follow us on social media at SMHS Prowler.